All right, let's get straight into it. If you've ever been on the hook for sourcing critical infrastructure components, you already know the stakes are literally sky high. One bad call and the whole project grinds to a halt, right? Today we're unpacking the 2026 Global Buyer Snapshot for top cable tray manufacturers. And I'm going to promise you right now, we are looking way beyond those glossy marketing brochures and flashy brand names. We're going to evaluate suppliers exactly the way seasoned EPC buyers do, focusing heavily on true, undeniable capability and precise project alignment. It's a real game changer.
So, here's our insider playbook for today. First, we're rejecting brand myths. Then, we'll get into precise project matching. After that, a huge one, bewaring hidden costs. Then I'll give you my personal 7-step verification checklist. And finally, we'll look at a benchmark case with Xinma. Adopting this structured approach, it's going to save your upcoming projects from some major budget overruns and delivery nightmares.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, Rejecting Brand Myths.
Listen closely to this because it's practically a golden rule I pass down to every single junior buyer who joins my team. The right cable tray manufacturer is not the one with the most recognizable name. It's the one that can perfectly match your drawings, your standards, your inspection requirements, and your acceptable delivery risk profile. It's absolutely crucial to remember that true project fit will always trump a famous logo.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, we define it as buyer fit. It's the strategic alignment of a manufacturer's actual capabilities with your specific project drawings, your strict engineering standards, those unique inspection requirements you have, and your delivery risk profile. When you correctly define buyer fit, you completely shift your focus. You stop running popularity contests and you actually start solving real engineering and procurement challenges. I mean, do they understand your specific blueprints? Can they handle your third-party inspectors? Can they survive your delivery risk profile? Because at the end of the day, that is what actually gets a facility built on time.
Moving right along. Section 2, Precise Project Matching.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. We've taken our global shortlist and mapped them against specific operating environments. Look at how the specializations map out. A manufacturer hyper-focused on precision and high density? Perfect for data centers. But what about extreme corrosion resistance? You need that for offshore rigs. The thing is, a perfect, highly certified supplier for a European infrastructure project could be a disastrous, budget-busting nightmare for a harsh marine offshore rig. It's like buying a sports car to tow a tractor. It just doesn't make sense, right? The exact same logic applies to cable trays. You have to match your specific environment directly to the supplier's proven operational focus.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. Section 3, Beware Hidden Costs.
Okay, we need to talk about the absolute biggest rookie mistake in global sourcing, the unit price illusion. Let me tell you, early in my career, I found what I thought was an amazing supplier. Their unit price on the base tray was literally rock bottom. I honestly thought I was a procurement hero saving the company a fortune. But fast forward a few weeks, the shipment arrives and the trays are completely damaged. Because guess what? Export packaging wasn't included in that amazing quote. Oh, and it gets worse. We couldn't even install them because the vital fittings were totally excluded from the bill of materials. And the mandatory compliance documentation? Yeah, that was an extra charge. By the time we paid for expedited fittings and the proper documentation, our incredible unit price had completely blown the entire procurement budget. Seriously, don't let this happen to you.
So how do we avoid that trap? Let's get into Section 4, the 7-step verification checklist.
I really want you to pause the explainer for a second and just internalize this list. Take a screenshot if you have to, because as your mentor here, I absolutely insist that my teams run this exact 7-point verification check before they ever even think about signing and releasing a purchase order. You have to match specific project drawings, verify strict engineering standards, confirm unique inspection requirements, and critically assess that delivery risk profile. And then you ensure the inclusion of essential fittings, guarantee comprehensive documentation, and validate specialized export packaging. If a supplier cannot explicitly confirm all 7 of these points, no way, they do not get the contract. Period. It's literally the only way to bulletproof your project.
Let's look at this methodology in the real world. Section 5, Benchmark Case, Xinma.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how thoroughly they handle strict global standards. They aren't just squeaking by in one region. Their products comply with IEC 61537 internationally, NEMA VE1 for North America, BSEN 5085 for the UK and Europe, and GB 3125 for China. For us as procurement managers, seeing these 4 major global standards completely covered by one single manufacturer, that drastically reduces your international compliance risk. It basically means whether your project is sitting in Europe, North America, or Asia, you've already got a solid baseline of verified engineering trust.
And when you look at their product scope and target sectors, Xinma represents a textbook example of that buyer fit we've been talking about. They aren't just pushing pieces of metal out the door. They're providing comprehensive, full-scale systems. We're talking cable tray systems, busways, seismic bracing, and intelligent cable management. And they perfectly match those comprehensive offerings to the rigorous, high-stakes demands of specialized sectors like data centers, rail transit, industrial plants, and commercial buildings. This is precisely the level of alignment you need to look for when mapping a supplier's capabilities to your complex project requirements.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final thought to deeply evaluate your own supply chain habits. If a supplier's unit price is 15% lower, but they completely fail your delivery risk profile, can you really afford them? Think about it. Next time you're staring down a global shortlist, use this framework. Look past the flashy brand, demand total cost transparency, and rigorously verify that buyer fit. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, happy sourcing.